Hello, and welcome to another episode of Travel on a Dime. I'm your host, Dr. Annette. Thank you for returning this week. I had an off week due to some unforeseen incidents, but I am back and I am ready to help you plan your excursion. So, today I'll review the four quadrants that I introduced in episode 4. So, let's dive in. As you see in this slide, it's a picture of the four quadrants. As you look at them, they look the same. But trust me, when you begin planning your excursions, the information you'll enter will be very different depending on the length of time that you want to travel, the means by which you travel, and your budget. So let's think about this. Let's consider the 24-hour trip. There's no need to book lodging for this trip. So you don't have to include this as part of your travel hypotheticals, which we plant into the quadrants. However, as you transition from the 24-hour or less trip to the 24-hour to 72-hour trip, you'll see that lodging is needed. Further, the means by which you travel may change. That is, you may drive, you may fly, you may take the bus or a train. This information must be configured into the quadrants and then considered for your final budget. In short, the quadrants give us a bird's eye view of your trip in totality, which helps you plan down to the wire. It's fail-proof, folks. So, with that 24-hour or less trip, again, I said some people have no idea where they want to travel and they don't know how to plan a trip. So we're going to develop some hypotheticals for that 24-hour or less trip. And these hypotheticals are going to help you create a winning trip, I promise you. So here are our hypotheticals for this trip. This means the criteria with which we begin the planning strategy. Our budget, our wants, our desires. So when I plug this into a search engine, like the not wanting to spend more than $150 within 50 miles, free excursions, etc., let's see what the search engine produced. The search engine results reveal 3 possible choices for my vacation. Galveston Island, which is 50 miles away from where I live in Houston. There's the Armand Bayou Nature Center, which is also in Houston, and Herman Park and Museums, which is also in Houston. And just sidebar, any Houston adventure is a staycation for me. I don't have to drive my car. I can purchase a bus ticket or a train pass and go all day on that pass for about $5. So now let's think about some excursions because we are always thinking about how we can enhance our trip and save money, hence free excursions. So in Galveston we have Guru Walk, Amigo walking tours, Tripster walking tours, and if you visit any of the national parks, you get a map so that you can do a self-guided tour. There are rangers also available, and if you want to, you can tour the city on your own. What a savings! So now we're moving on up. We're moving to the 24-hour to the 72-hour trip. As previously stated, a little more is needed for this trip. For example, you will need lodging or some form of accommodation in that regard. The driving distance is probably going to change. Remember, it was 50 miles in quadrant 1. It may be 150 miles. Now, your food and fuel expenses are going to change. And you have to think about whether you want to take an excursion every day, whether you want to take some free ones, self-guided ones, can I pay for one? See, all of those things are part of our hypotheticals and we plug them into our quadrant which we transfer to our search engine. So let's see. Again, our hypotheticals for this journey are within 100 miles, $350 to spend, not crowded, near a body of water, good restaurants, free or low-cost attractions, and low-cost lodging. Let's see what our search engine revealed. A day at the Colorado River Campground in Columbus, Texas. This includes your tent and your camping equipment for somewhere between $100 and $150 per day. Of course, you'll have to purchase your own food and water and bring your own bedding, clothes, toiletries, etc. After setting up our tent and chilling for a minute, we can take an excursion in the afternoon. A free one. Thumbs up. If you saw my introductory video, I mentioned loving town squares. Looking at this slide, we see that journeying to the town square is recommended. Also, you can enjoy a quiet dinner while there. On day 2 of our excursion, we can go antique hunting and can take a walk along the riverbank for a riverbank view. After taking a river walk, we can even dine on the riverbank. How romantic and calming and cathartic is that? Finally, on day 3 of our trip, we can go to the Columbus Historical Preservation Trust to see historic homes and buildings. In the afternoon, take a scenic drive along the Colorado River before returning home. This sounds like some amazing rest and relaxation. So here's our proposal budget for quadrant 2. In our hypotheticals, we propose $350, 150 miles to 200 miles driving distance, a desire to be near a body of water, antique shopping, and scenic views. Man, I tell you, we accomplished our goal within our budget, which means that we can return home at peace and not stressed because we had a wonderful vacation that really supported our mental health and well-being. Now, that same search engine for quadrant 2 also returned Galveston Island, Brenham, Texas, and Kemah, Texas. All of these are good choices for that short trip. And listen to this. While in Brenham, you definitely want to visit the Bluebell Ice Creamery. And in Kemah, of course, you must visit the Kemah Boardwalk. And here are some free things that you can do if you choose to visit Galveston Island. There's a self-guided tour, the Seawall Interpretive Trail. I've done this and learned so much about Galveston's history. There's Galveston's African American Heritage Tour, the free sculpture tour, the Turtles About Town tour, and this is where you get to see turtle eggs hatching and offspring wandering on the beach, and sometimes they will wander into the town. Finally, there's the Historic District or the Strand, where there are lots of hotels, stores, and activities. And if you keep walking west, you'll walk to Pier 21, where there is a museum, an oil rig museum, a movie theater, and much, much more. Additionally, in Galveston, there's the Passport to Galveston tour, a low-cost ride on the Bolivar Ferry, and the Juneteenth Freedom Wall. So much to do, folks. Whew, that was a lot and worth every investment of time and effort. We're stepping it up a notch now, as we embark on the 72-hour to the 1-week trip. Yes, the budget increases and so lodging, excursions, food, and fuel. So let's look at our hypotheticals for this trip. I want to be within 250 miles of my home city, Houston, Texas. I'm going to drive. I need 4 nights of lodging, and I have $500, maybe $600 to spend. I want free excursions, and I want to be near a body of water. Also, I want to be in a place that's child friendly. So let's use our hypotheticals to conduct our search, and let's see what the search engine provides. Wow! Again, we are directed to Galveston, but something I've noticed is that the lodging in terms of the rating increases, also the cost. Also, because of the upgrades, we are closer to iconic sites such as Moody Gardens and Bishop's Palace. This sounds like a great vacation. A second trip that was offered in our search engine is Lake Livingston, which is north of Houston. We are presented with a cabin or RV stay, camping by the Lake Livingston Dam, where we are one with nature, fishing, swimming, and possibly kayaking. There are plenty of nature trails, educational activities for kids, and ample spots for picnicking. Our third option, based on our search, provided us Huntsville State Park. This park is 75 miles north of Houston. There are cabins and campsites available. We are near Lake Raven. There's hiking, kayaking that are available, and also swimming. This sounds like an awesome vacation to me. So we proposed $500 to $600 in our budget. We got all of the items listed in our hypotheticals. I'm ready for this journey. Finally, we have the extended trip, 1 week or more. So let's look at our hypotheticals for this trip. We want our trip to be within 3 hours. That's flying or driving. We want subtropical or tropical. We need an 8-night hotel stay this time. We also want free excursions. We have a budget of $1,600. We need food, fuel, and incidentals. And we need to include all of that in our budget. So let's see what the search engine revealed. Galveston Island again is in the #1 position. And again, because our budget increased, we are presented with more excursion options. We can also go to Cancun. The results reflect a stay in a 3-star hotel in the hotel zone or in downtown Cancun. There's free beach lounging, free parking, exploring local restaurants and drinks, all within our budget. And oh, I forgot to say that we are flying this time. You know, I think we did a great job at planning our excursions. But let me interject. This isn't the end all in terms of places to go. Other places fit our hypotheticals, especially when you change the means of getting there. So keep plugging away at it. You'll create the trip of a lifetime for yourself and what you can expect in our next show. In the next show, we'll discuss culture, food, and food allergies using travel.state.gov, what you need to know about passports and visas, entry cards, all-inclusives versus a la carte, packing tips, free excursions, terrain and altitude, spending money, and currency exchange. So until the next time, stay motivated and plan that trip.